Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com. This is TWiT Live Special, number 324, recorded Wednesday, August 23rd, 2017. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked 2017.
Hey everyone, welcome to Samsung's big event. It's Samsung Galaxy Unpacked 2017. I'm Jason Howell, and like Superman, we have Leo Laporte flying onto the set. He's the superhero. Possibly the Oreo superhero. I'm not.
Boy, I apologize for yesterday. I can't tell you how bad I felt when I saw that.
Oh, you know what? We made Oreo juice out of Oreos.
I made Jason and Flo come in.
It was
big
all right.
Countdown.
Hey, we didn't actually know whether it was going to be a statue unveiling or something more, so you gotta hold out hope.
I thought it'd be more than that. I wouldn't have made you come in, but. Anyway, we are.
It was fun.
I'm glad Samsung's a little later than I am. Here it goes. The stage is lighting up, and we're about to begin Samsung Galaxy Unpacked 2017.
Find out a little bit about the Note 8, or a lot about the Note 8.
We don't know.
I don't really think so. I mean,
Let's show the. Do you have audio from that, or is it just a disco floor at this point?
The saddest disco floor without any music. That's not how you do a disco floor.
Yeah, here we go. There's got to be audio there. There we go. Talk. Act. Step. Leap. Follow?
No. Lead.
I'm getting it. Closed? Yeah, we'll keep it closed. No, open.
Oh, okay.
Can't. Can. Think. Do bigger things. Goodness must. I mean, Samsung.
That's
Galaxy. This is New York City?
Yes, New York City. I can't remember which stage they're at, but we can...
I'll narrate.
I'm so excited. It has literally just arrived about 2 minutes ago.
People mocked me for the first note. They thought, why are you putting that giant phone on your head?
We were talking about that last night on All About Android. 5.3-inch screen on the first note, and everybody thought it was like a tablet.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, how ridiculous. You're holding a tablet up to your ear to make a phone call.
I've owned every Note, including the Note 7, which I was actually very sad to give back. I thought that was a really nice phone.
I would agree. I really didn't want to give that back either. But I also didn't want a fire in my pocket, so. No.
They're showing, of course, a lot of things people can do. For many, Samsung's phones are, there are only two smartphones in the world. There's Apple and there's Samsung.
Yeah.
And for many, it isn't called Android, it's called Samsung. And of the Samsung line, while the S8 and S8 Plus have been very successful, the Note, did you see that? Last year we disappointed you.
Rest in peace, Galaxy Note 7.
Wow.
It was fun while it lasted.
This is too bad because I like a lot of It's good they're acknowledging this, I think. They had to, right? You stuck, I'm sorry, with us. Very important to have the T. Forgive and forget. Samsung's big.
The Note 7 is still my favorite phone, and the answer is, of course.
It was my favorite phone.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that was really the big question, right? Is like, after all this fallout, were people still going to stick with it and be dedicated to the Samsung brand, or would it tarnish irreplaceably, irreversibly? And I think by and large, Samsung's weathered this storm about as good as you possibly could. I mean, they're having record revenue, earnings reports.
Yeah. So thank you for believing in us and inspiring us to be better, they say. This is important also because later this week, their vice chairman will receive sentencing for the bribery scandal, could face up to 12 years in South Korean prison. And he's effectively their leader. His father, who is ostensibly the CEO of Samsung, has had a heart attack in the spring and is really out of
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the stage, President of Mobile Communications Business, DJ Ko.
And that's not just big for Samsung. That's big for the country, because I think it's 40 some odd % of.
This is a family-run company, and the Lee family's been running Samsung, and it's a significant percentage of its overall GNP. Yep. That's right.
Thank you, and welcome to Park Avenue Armory.
Named after the great Korean leader, Park. No, that's right.
I'm so excited to be back in New York. with you. We are here to celebrate one of this industry's truly unique devices, the Galaxy Note. In 2011, when we introduced the first Note,
look at that.
It was so far ahead of the curve that some people couldn't believe what we had achieved. They didn't understand the power of that pen. Or they laughed at the big screen.
Dilbert.
Dilbert's still a thing? Like, still new Dilberts?
Scott Adams is still out there. He's kind of gone off the deep end, but did we lose audio?
But there are millions of people
he just stopped
who
talking, so
recognize
you
right away that the Note
did you hear any laughter?
just another smartphone. They saw it as a canvas
I'm laughing inside.
for their creativity, an engine for their ideas, and a platform for their productivity. So today, we are here to do more than celebrate a device. We are here to celebrate everyone who helped make the Galaxy Note such a success.
Weathered the storm, my goodness.
Well,
of course, none of us will ever forget what happened last year.
Yeah. Billions of dollars it cost Samsung.
I won't.
Yeah.
But I will never forget.
The Verge already has a hands-on.
Of course, the Verge always has this ahead of everybody.
Stayed with us. Their passion has been a constant inspiration. So let me express my deepest gratitude to the incredible Note community
they say the
around
leaks
the world.
have been accurate.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like an S8 Plus, but a 6.3-inch display instead of 6.2.
Obviously, the docked S Pen.
We are here today.
Yeah, I like that S Pen, although that's funny, I never use it.
Your support.
Nice to have as a
But
bonus, I suppose.
I just like the idea.
Yeah.
And it is a special honor to personally thank all of the Note lovers who have come to New York to join us.
A little heavier, 195 grams versus 173 grams. It's almost an ounce heavier.
I wonder what the
Such
battery
an important
comparison
role
is
by
between
sharing
the
your
7 and the 8.
experiences.
They probably have to trim
Battery
that
to me is still just the thing that I wish they'd put more into. Snapdragon 835, 64 gigs of storage, micro SD support, 6 gigs of RAM, 3,300 milliamp hour battery. Remember, they tried to put more battery in the.
Wasn't it 36?
37. I want to say 4,000, but maybe not.
7 milliamp.
And the greatest reward for our commitment to defy barriers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
3,500? So we'll be looking with interest at the camera, too, because that will be a differentiator.
Yep. Dual cameras supposed to be on here.
Supposedly.
As the Note is different from other smartphones, Note lovers are different from other smartphone users.
Exynos octa-core in the international version, of course, not the
35 in the US.
The achievers creating new way to understand and experience the world.
We're going to have all the information on the screen before they ever get to it.
We created the Note. Today, they form a unique tribe of creators, inventors, and doers who look at the world and see
Android O is supposed to be a little bit more gentle to the battery.
Yeah, they're always making changes, and they've definitely made some changes in Android O. I'd be really surprised if this launches with Android.
It'd be tough for them to do that, right?
Yeah.
Let me turn off my sound.
Although the timing is poor, right? Like Android Oreo gets its official release 2 days, release 2 days before this announcement. So it makes it feel like coming out of the gate, it would be behind the ball.
There is no better example
to get that,
of the strength of this tribe and the Note culture they have created than Pen Up. Pen Up.
According
is
to
a
The
global
Verge,
community of
two
people
12-megapixel cameras, the wide-angle lens with a very wide f1.6. That's
1.6?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be 1.7.
That's quite wide open.
The front is 1.7, so that's good for the selfies.
Telephoto lens as well, f2.4.
Pen Up is a great reminder of
both sensors with OIS.
Good.
enable people to reach further
be a good camera.
and do more.
Man, that's a big stage.
Here is another
it's big
I love
from
about the
front to
Galaxy
back.
Note.
Yeah.
It
good
validates
design, though.
our
Like it's
belief
dwarfed by it.
in the power of relentless innovation. Today, large screen phones are the
I wish
fastest
they'd
growing
fix that
segment
fingerprint
of the
sensor, though. That is
smartphone
my
market.
biggest complaint about the
And they are
S8.
defining the future
placement,
of
that rear
mobile technology.
fingerprint reader. And there it is. There's
after years
there's
of
the
research and
Verge shot of it.
we can deliver the largest screen that fits
Yeah, it's in a
comfortably
confusing position.
in your hand.
They're talking about perfect grip right now. That's,
We are
that's probably the part
multitasking
where your
easier,
grip ends up being a little awkward, is trying to find it.
Right.
And drawings.
But I'm assuming this also has what the
We've transformed
S8
the S10
has, which
from
is
a
iris
great
iris
writing
scanning.
tool
That's another
into
way
an
to get in, and
incredibly
it kind of
efficient
alleviates the
way
need for that
to
fingerprint
switch
sensor.
between tasks
If you choose to set it up. It actually works really well, I
of
thought.
this one. Now, we are unleashing new ways to communicate that are more visual, more emotional, and more fun. We continue to evolve our best-in-class camera to take great pictures in any conditions. We were the first to offer iris scanning as we focus on advanced
Part of the Verge
biometric security to protect
7.1 nougat.
personal
Not even
information.
712, which is the
We pioneered
version on the
wireless
Pixel right now.
charging and IP68 water and dust resistance, so people can work and play wherever and whenever they want.
Two things that Pixel didn't offer.
And with Bixby,
Water
we are leading the
resistance.
way with the voice.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see that in the
touch,
next
Is
one.
there a
vision,
Bixby button on this
and
thing? I hope.
There,
so.
there must be.
people
I mean, they're
can
going to double down on
control
Bixby going forward.
experiences the way they like.
There has to be a button on there.
But
If they
Type
didn't
C
have it on there,
charger.
they'd catch a lot of flack.
There is a
And
headphone
just a
jack.
better
That's a
way
relief to me. I think
to
that
interact with the
that's
devices.
the worst trend in
It is
smartphones
the beginning of
this
smart
year. Is
capabilities that will help
Yeah, Ron
people
Richards keeps telling me
solve
I
problems,
have nothing to be upset
manage
about,
costs,
but
and connect.
he's all in on the
no,
transition.
no, it's a mistake. It's clearly a mistake. Gotta have a
So
headphone jack.
much has changed since we launched the first Galaxy Note. What was impossible to do 6 years ago is impossible to do without today.
Biggest change really is the
Over the
2 gigs
past
extra
30
RAM
years,
and the dual
I haven't
camera
seen how
and the
many
stylus.
Between last year's and this
No,
year's.
between this and the S8 Plus. If you have an S8 Plus,
and make a bold
as I do, you may not feel too
explore
anxious to upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, the size of it is even pretty much the same.
Very close,
It's a
yeah.
very,
So,
very similar size.
We are here.
The
to
design,
celebrate
the aesthetic of it is
Note lovers
almost identical.
who inspire today.
So if that's what you really like and you don't need the S Pen, you might not necessarily need this. Although the dual cameras, you know, more and more flagships are getting the dual cameras, and that's becoming a pretty standard thing in those premium devices. But do you need it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know that you
It
necessarily
is
do.
my
Nice to
pleasure
have.
to introduce the Galaxy Note 8.
President of Mobile for Samsung, Jay Kohu, is always at these events and always leads them off.
Here it is.
You could tell the sound system's pretty beefy in that space, can't you?
Yes.
I could feel the drums from here.
I know they're shaking. They're shaking the room.
Yeah.
They're raising the roof. The roof is literally raising right now.
Is it? No. Oh my God. And there are no windows and no doors. Wow. Look at that. It's coming up out of the floor. So this is that projection technique we saw at the Olympics. Actually, that's quite spectacular.
That is pretty sweet.
They're merging the floor with the sides in a way that it makes it look like the phones are actually floating in that space.
That was really cool.
That explains the size of that stage.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Those projectors are quite amazing.
Man, Samsung loves to go with the flashy events.
And now
Sometimes
Kohu
they hit. They
literally
miss, sometimes they
walking
hit.
on water.
There it is. Get that focus right. Get the focus.
Now, let's meet the Galaxy Note 8
Singers.
in detail.
No. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That's it.
Is that all? If there's if there's no robot,
that's chapter 1.
Okay. I love this projection display. This has really changed rock concerts too. I mean, these high-quality, high-res projectors. Look at that. The reflection on the floor of the phone.
Yeah,
and that's that's part of the projection system. Oh, that's super cool. Oh wow! Look at that camera sensor.
There you go. You've got your dual camera sensor
and that heart rate blood monitor that they put on there in the past underneath the flash, of course.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Every once in a while I'll do it just to see how my heart rate is.
How much that gets used, yeah.
Does the stylus look any different? It's hard to tell.
I can't tell yet.
And this year, no battery. You just plug it into the wall, which I think is probably a good idea.
For what?
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I'm like, wait a minute. Are you talking about the S Pen? You plug the S Pen into the wall?
No,
this is bad.
No, that would be bad.
At least you don't plug it into the end of the phone. That would stick out in order to charge.
Yeah, well, remember, I've had my problems with the S Pen in the past. On the Note 5, I put it in wrong, remember?
Oh, yes.
Broke it.
I remember that well, Leo.
Please welcome to the stage Senior Vice President of Product Strategy, Justin Dennison.
Takes 10 minutes to walk out into the center of the stage. It's so big.
Long walk.
Thank you, DJ, and hello, everyone. It is great to be back at Unpacked to show you the incredible Note 8. But today isn't just about unveiling an amazing new product. It's about celebrating what's behind that product. All of you.
All of me?
For years, Note users have inspired us to think bigger. You've raised the bar for all smartphones by demanding more from yours. Now, your backgrounds and passions are different, but you all have one thing in common. You're not just dreamers, you're doers. And the Note 8 is made for people who want to do bigger things. Watch a movie on a cinematic screen when you're miles away from the nearest theater. Blog about your most recent vacation while flipping through all the photos you took. Or take a beautiful portrait. Or create one yourself.
Pre-orders start tomorrow.
With
the new Note goes on
built
sale
for
September 15th.
working and playing, a top-of-the-line camera, and a pen.
Okay,
for
so pre-order
expressing
starting right
yourself
away,
in
September
any
15th.
situation.
That's a little less
Note
than a month
series
away.
has always been designed
All right.
for people
That's
who
pretty
Probably
standard
tied to a
for
carrier as they did with the S8 Plus. You have to get a carrier attached
year
to
after
the
year.
OS.
Yeah.
You've asked us
Early
to help
on,
you do
Samsung
what
likes
you
to do
couldn't
that.
do before. The Galaxy Note 8 is our answer. There's one thing that's always set the Note series apart.
Going to be a big part of this.
The large,
It's supposed to
immersive
be
screen.
The most expensive phone.
We created the Note because we saw an entire group of people who used every inch of their device and still wanted more. You were the reason we created the large screen category. You're the reason we pioneered the Edge panel, adding an entirely new dimension to the device.
Well, the first Edge display.
And you're
with
the
one
reason
side.
we keep pushing the boundaries
And
of display
I turn
technology.
it off on every
literally,
Samsung phone
to
I
give
buy.
you more
Do you?
space.
Yeah, it just
to
annoys
do
the hell
more.
out of me.
Turn off the added functionality
The Edge,
of it.
yeah.
We introduced an innovation
But
that
I don't
kicked
find
off
it
a
useful.
new era in smartphone design. The Infinity Display.
Oof. The seam and that.
That's not
doing
working
any
well, yeah.
favors.
It looks like the phone's bent in half.
People love the Infinity Display on the S8 and S8 Plus.
Oh.
And because of it, they're using their phones more than ever before. And today,
He's
we're
walking down the yellow
combining the
brick road there.
revolutionary technology of the Infinity Display with the power of the S Pen and bringing it to the Note for the very first time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Infinity Display is a game changer for Note
That
users.
does look really cool. I got to say that.
Because where
man.
others see more screen,
That's crazy.
you see more space to do what you love and to get things done. With an edge-to-edge display that covers nearly the entire front face of the device, the Note 8 has the largest screen ever on a Note device.
It's about the same as the S8 Plus in terms
To create
of
it, we
bezel
took a 6.3-inch pane of glass and we rounded the
same
corners
style,
and
same
curved the
approach.
edges. This time at a steeper angle to give you more space to write and create with the S Pen.
So less curve.
And not only can you do more on the Note 8, you can view more too.
It looks pretty.
It has a cinematic screen
the S
that
Pen, I
pulls
imagine
you
the
into
curve
the
could be a
story
little annoying if
when
it's
you're
too
watching
steep,
movies
right?
or
If you're going
videos
to the edge.
without any obtrusive bezels or sensors or camera lenses getting in the way of your view.
They do make beautiful phones, though.
Yeah, I would agree.
And we did this all without compromising on design. And with our cutting edge,
some would
Quad
say
HD
they've always
Plus Super AMOLED
beautiful
display.
phones. I haven't held
Those
true to
movies
that.
look
Like I feel like
crisp.
it was
photos are brilliant.
Was it somewhere around
And
like the
games
five
are
the
totally
five
yes.
era where they really switched and
But
really
the S6
kind of,
was the first with this
seeing
curved
more
edged,
also
and I
means
thought that
scrolling
was really
less.
well done, and I think they've
So the
refined
first thing
it
I do
over
when I
time.
wake up in the morning after getting my cup of coffee, of course, is to catch up on articles, emails,
Just
my
got my
social
cup of
feeds.
coffee. Thank you, John.
With the Note 8, I can see more at once. So I spend less time scrolling and more time caffeinating.
priorities.
Now in the mornings before my kids wake up, it's literally the only time I can focus on just one thing.
Coffee, not coffee.
And as I get into my day, I need a device like the Note, which is made for multitasking.
Coffee, not coffee.
And for balancing everything that life throws my way. Multitasking is a signature of the Note series. So on the weekends, when my family and I drive around
I find
town,
myself not using the windowing.
we check the traffic conditions,
like
and
dual
the music
screen.
player
Like
streams some tunes.
I've had
And with
moments where I
multi-window,
have, but
you don't
it's
have
not
to
something I
switch
turn
between
to
those two
regularly.
apps.
Yeah.
I'm much more apt to double tap the
now,
multitasking
the
button
Note
to
8
switch
makes it
between two
even
Yeah, me
apps
too.
because
easier
that's
to
so
multitask.
fast.
It's
And
such a
they
small
customize the
screen. I mean, as
experience
big as it
to fit
is,
your life.
Yeah.
dividing it in half.
Thanks to
seems,
App Pair. You can
What's
create a
this,
shortcut
App
to
Pair?
launch two of your most used
I like
apps
that. That's a nice
with
feature.
a single tap from the Edge
So I might
panel.
use it more if you had a situation where you
So that means
needed
as soon
those
as I
two
get in the
things
car
open.
for that
that's
weekend
cool.
drive,
Yeah.
I can pull up maps and music with just one touch. And it all runs completely seamlessly thanks to the powerful performance of the Note 8.
I like that.
This is a phone designed for the way you use it. In fact, even though the Note 8 lets you see and do more than ever, its body is still incredibly slim and comfortable to hold. On the
That's
outside,
something that they've improved over the
Yes,
years.
that new
too,
aspect ratio, the tall
What
aspect
I'm really
The tall
proud of
aspect
are the
ratio,
amazing
the screen
screen
to
Look at
body
that
light
ratio.
just underneath
This
the
is
surface.
a great effect, at least on camera. I don't know how
Note 8
it
is
looks in
composed
in the
of
hall.
hundreds of individual
Well, that top phone
technologies
looks a
from
little
the
bent, but-
smallest internal
Yeah, you get the
wiring
bending where there's
to
a
the
junction
sensors
between
below
the
glass.
top's two screens. But
And you get to choose your favorite color.
I guess somebody's saying it's not
It comes in
projection. I
midnight
think he
black,
might be right
My
because
favorite orchid gray,
Because
maple
it's not
gold,
projecting onto
and
him.
deep sea
That's
blue.
what
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out.
it must be those are screens.
They
he's
must be
walking on.
screens, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
With its
it's really
signature
impressive.
large screen display, the Note 8 helps you bring big ideas to
That
life.
is truly remarkable.
And beyond the screen,
are screens?
it's a device
Yeah,
that
you can see
empowers you to
you can see
create.
them. They're individual
Whether you're
screens.
planning a meeting, capturing a memory, or sharing a meme.
That is amazing effect. That is really.
And now, I'm excited to bring to the stage
It's got a
someone who
VR
really
feel
knows
to
how
it, like
create
he's
the
in
Note.
that world. Your
Please help me
AR.
welcome Suzanne Da Silva.
That totally does.
Well done, Samsung. They found something pretty exciting.
Yes. In their endless pursuit to make their keynotes splashy.
There's nothing, everything's leaked. So
Thank you, Justin. In the past month, I've had the chance to live, work, and play with the Note 8. Two of my favorite new features are the incredible new camera and the S Pen, which let you express yourself in ways you never thought you could.
camera and S Pen. We're going to hear that over and over again. because
Today,
those are really
we don't just use our
differentiators.
cameras for special occasions. We use them to
And
capture
you have to imagine the
and share
next
moments we
S8
live
is going to
every
have the
day.
dual cameras. Just
Oh, yeah.
because
And
they're all
many of
moving
those
in that
moments
Everybody
happen
will
at
from now
night.
on, yeah.
And which they do that a
That's
lot, right?
why
They'll
we introduced the
preview,
dual pixel
they'll bring on a
sensor, so you
new
can capture
key
vivid
feature
photos
into the
and
Note, and
videos
then the
in
next
low light.
generation of the S8 or the Galaxy S, they bring
What's
it in.
the point of an awesome camera
vice
if
versa.
you miss the perfect shot? Like when your friend finally gets airborne. That's why we introduced Quick Launch, so you can access your camera at a moment's notice. And remember the days when you were afraid of taking pictures at the beach, by the pool, or in the rain for fear of getting your phone wet? Well, that's why we made our devices water resistant, so you don't have to worry.
Man, but I still
And
don't do
we've
it.
built on that foundation of
resistant
innovation.
is
Still
not
freaked
proof.
out about that.
It's
Camera
IP68, so
that makes
yeah,
it
don't
easier
bring
to
it. Don't
express
try to
yourself.
use it as an underwater
However,
camera.
Wherever and whenever you want.
Don't take it in the shower.
In
Yeah.
fact,
Don't
you
know
might
why.
even say that the Note 8's camera
Why
is
you would,
twice
but-
as good as before. And I mean that literally.
Literally.
Maybe the
We're
bath.
proud to
Don't
introduce
take it
the
into
dual
the bath.
camera that will set a new standard for smartphone cameras everywhere. That's right. The Note 8 has 2 separate back cameras that work together to capture your experiences like never before.
I love that effect. She's now on the grass.
One camera has a wide-angle lens for capturing big scenes. And the other has a telelens with 2 times optical zoom.
Nice.
So you can get closer to your subjects
I
without
found in the phones that I've
sacrificing
tested that
image
have
quality.
that optical zoom.
The fine print there, images have been, and you can't quite read it, but it's saying something like images have been modified for our present.
Of course.
Not actual images. But you see, you can't really read it because it's on the
even when you're on the move.
front of the stage.
Let's
It's
check
like
out
when
the
they say the
difference
words
between
really
the Note
quick on
8
the
and a
radio.
smartphone without dual OIS.
OIS in both lenses is something that the iPhone
Just
does
look
not
at the
do, as she's
difference.
pointing
Wow.
out. It also means you don't use that telephoto in low light because you just don't have stabilization.
And that's not all.
Okay,
It's
that
not
could be a
just
big deal.
photos
That could be a really big
benefit
deal in
from
low
dual
light.
OIS, it's videos too.
Well, come on now. Is that fair? I mean,
If you think that's amazing,
I
here's
do.
something
I'm
you're
amazed.
really going to love. We've created a brand
I'm
new
going to guess
mode
that was on
called
telephoto with
Live
the
Focus.
iPhone.
Yeah.
So you can get the most out of the
This is interesting. This is the computational
You know those
capability that
beautiful
dual lenses
professional
give you.
portrait photos where the background is soft and
This is,
dreamy,
of course, Apple's
and
portrait
the
mode.
foreground is in perfect
And you know,
focus?
in my time with the Apple iPhone, that was one of the things I liked the most about it, and I thought it would be not like I didn't think much about it going in, but coming out, I was super surprised about how much I used that
by
feature.
adjusting the blur and focus of the background in real time.
Unlike Apple's, you'll have a
Let me show
real-time
you.
slider.
First, I'm going to need an
So you
assistant.
can ramp up more blur.
Can you help me out for a second?
Come here, Kelly.
Come on down.
Hello, Kelly. Why is he sitting in the audience?
Kelly is a radio host from LA and a super Note fan.
And that.
All right,
Hold on,
Kelly.
Suzanne. How you doing today?
Hi, Kelly.
Good. Awesome, Kelly. We're going to work on your profile pic.
Okay.
It's going to be epic.
Make sure you get my good side, though.
All right. Awesome. I'm going to launch my camera.
Hey, I'm a radio host from LA. I could have done that.
Turn on live focus mode.
This is interesting.
And now,
this is something that really does beat the
all about
portrait. You
Kelly,
get to
I'm going
choose.
to turn up the effect to maximum.
That's kind of neat.
All
And it's,
right.
live.
Let's see what
People are moving behind
we've
him.
got.
Yeah.
That looks great. You want to come see this,
Oh,
Kelly?
yeah. Let's check that out. Now, he is sexy.
That is your new profile pic, Kelly.
I like that.
Everyone, give it up for Kelly.
Kelly. What station is Kelly on?
Yes. What's your last name, Kelly?
In live focus mode, you can adjust
Kelly
the
looks like
background
you
blur
got him in the
even
act.
after you
Kelly, you can't have that. Nope.
Now I'm curious about the edging around the edges around
That's
like
something
his
that the
hair.
iPhone has a problem with. It's challenging to do.
I think it's just challenging to do that period with this computational stuff. Like it has to.
Part of the reason Apple, by the way, Apple did not ship it with the iPhone 7.
So,
they took
not
several
only do
months
you
to
have
get that
Kelly's
feature
new
out.
Portrait, but you
Oh,
have
the portrait
all the
feature
beautiful
after.
detail behind
Yeah,
it,
it came a while.
which includes all of you.
Oh, and you can do it after the fact.
Kelly's new
that's cool.
profile pic.
That's nice.
What that means is they're not doing it the same way Apple is. Apple's doing it computationally. And what we wondered was why they don't
We
use
call this feature
the two lenses
dual capture.
to do it.
That means you
they
can
don't,
capture
in
an
fact.
intimate
And I think
moment
Samsung is.
without losing the big picture.
So they have in effect multiple focus planes, kind of like the Lytro camera.
The Note 8 camera is a tool for expressing
Which
yourself.
we'll have to get our hands on it to see how well it works.
From composing the perfect portrait to
That was
capturing life
Kelly
in
Kelly
action, no
Jr.
matter where
He
you
only
are.
has one name. I don't know if that's true.
But an amazing camera is not the only way you can
I
express
like it that he was
yourself
sitting in the
using
audience
Note
with a
8.
microphone.
The S Pen has always been
Me? Oh, you mean?
Oh, okay, sure.
It's what allows you to be creative and productive. It combines the simplicity of a pen with the power of the Note. And you never have to worry about charging or syncing the S Pen. And now
That is such
we've
a
made
good
it
effect.
even better.
It
has
really
a
makes her
finer
look like a
tip
teeny tiny
and greater
person
pressure
on a
sensitivity
big
to
page
faithfully capture
or a
each
pop-up
stroke.
book or something. Yeah.
And it's paired with the largest screen we've ever put on a Note. So now you have a larger canvas. All these amazing drawings you're seeing coming up on the screens around me were created using the S Pen and posted in PenUp, the vibrant community DJ talked about earlier.
I want to see Kelly's
We
picture.
created pen ups
It really
so
looked
users
like
could
they
share
caught him
their
in the
work
act.
or
He was
browse
running
through a
away.
curated
I bet you
gallery of
Samsung
S-Pen
tweeted
art.
that out.
And
I bet they
today,
did.
there are over 2.7 million pen up users globally.
Check out the
And
performance
here's my
of our
favorite new feature.
new camera.
Pen Up now has a collection of coloring book templates designed
that's a good
specifically
idea.
for the S Pen.
Ah, very cool. Yeah.
The Pen Up coloring books are a great way for me to relax after a long day working on the Note 8
That
launch.
adult coloring books became the hottest category of 2016. In fact, so much so that bookstores
Today,
suffered when the
most of us
sales of them
communicate by
dropped.
texting. But a text message lacks emotion.
Pen Up is the feature
That's why
that
we find
happens
ourselves
when you
relying
pull out
on
the pen or you
pictures,
hover it
emojis,
over
and
the
clever
screen.
When you pull it out, it pops up that menu that you're seeing right
you
there.
get this nice
But now the
choice.
S Pen adds a whole new dimension to your communication.
Thank
by
you.
Find
letting
yourself
you
using that much?
animate
Well, you don't
what
use the
you
S Pen
write
very
or
much.
draw.
Well,
right?
but I might
So,
more. I mean, that's
instead
the
of just
key. And I
texting a
think
friend to
for
say
Samsung,
thank you,
because this
you
is a
can add a little
differentiator
flavor
for the
to
more
your
expensive
message.
phone, they're going to want to give you people like me
Personal
more
touch
reasons to
makes
use
a
it.
huge difference, even if you're just scheduling coffee with a
Okay,
friend.
so this is something Apple does, but without a pen, the ability to put
So for the Note 8,
little
we
drawings
created
into your
live message,
text
a new
messaging.
feature that lets you put some self
You probably
back
have to
in
use
self-expression.
Samsung's messaging app.
With live message, you can animate anything you write or draw, or
the
add
gallery,
personal
drop
messages
it
to
on and
photos.
then import it in.
Let's
But
try it out right now.
Well, but when you're
more
sending it to
seamless
somebody
than that.
else,
First,
do
I need
they
a
have to
picture.
have a Samsung phone
Which
in the
side of this
Samsung app?
audience is going to give me the
see
most
it.
love? Can I hear it? Can I hear it? Oh. These guys over here. All right, you guys ready? Bring your smiles up. All right. Let's see. Perfect.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks
So
great.
now,
Fantastic.
I'm going to take my S Pen
Focus.
out. Let's get back to that picture. I'm going to take my S
demo,
Pen
demo,
out.
demo.
Click
There's
on
the
Live
pop-up.
Message. Select that picture that we just took from my gallery.
She's got very steady hands, I think.
no kidding.
Not gonna lie, the Sparkle Pen is my favorite.
Sparkle pen.
Now this is saving to an standard animated message
Okay,
format,
this is
so I
how-
can share this
It's
with
an MMS
everyone.
message. That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. So
So is it like
what's-
an animated GIF?
Yeah.
or-
Well, yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
we'll see.
probably is. Yeah. Or a video.
Yeah.
There is no telling. When
That's
you're gonna
nice
need
because
to
one
write
problem
down
with Apple's messages is it
confirmation
only works with
number,
other iPhones.
create a
Absolutely.
to-do list, or jot down a new idea. Chances are you're not going to have a pen and paper handy.
No mention
Hello,
of the Bixby
S Pen
button.
and
I know.
Screen
I was
Off
just going
Memo.
to say the same thing. They haven't
Screen
got there
Off
yet.
Memo is one of the most popular ways to capture and easily share your ideas and thoughts. Since users love the experience so much, we made it even better. Now, when you pin a to-do list to your always-on display,
Oh, that's
you can
great.
also edit it from there with a simple double tap.
That is a
And that's
feature I
not
really
all.
like.
You can keep
Being able to just write on the lock
Yeah,
screen.
without unlocking the screen, you just right there, and it stays there, and you can continue to edit it, and you haven't unlocked the phone at this point.
up to 100 pages.
Up to 100
all without
pages.
turning on your screen.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I
That
like
takes advantage, of course, of the OLED screen. That's
The S Pen isn't just a tool for expressing yourself, it's a way to understand others and the world around you as well. You can now translate entire sentences with your S Pen, a feature that actually came in handy
see,
the other day.
This is the other day.
I'm going to
Really?
Berlin next week, and I asked a friend for a restaurant recommendation.
That
But when she
convenient.
sent me
I
the
really
link,
want
the
to
whole
read what
site was in
those
German.
disclaimers say.
With the S Pen,
Images
Images have been
menu
modified.
item, and it will
Something.
translate the entire sentence
Blah,
for
blah,
me.
blah.
It even, thank you.
Thank you. The screen is now extending underneath her.
It even automatically
That's the screen I
converts
want.
units of measurement
Oh,
and
that's cool.
foreign currencies.
Oh, that's cool. Kind of like Google's on tap, but using the pen.
From the smallest memo to the biggest moments, the Note 8 helps simplify your everyday and power amazing experiences, all from a device that fits in your pocket. The Note 8 doesn't just change how you interact with what's on your phone, but with your phone itself. And to tell you more, please welcome my colleague, John Wong.
Yeah, no mention of Bixby yet. That's interesting, although that isn't necessarily a differentiator of this phone. So, of course, they're going to focus on the
Thanks,
features that
Suzanne.
are very different about
I'm
this.
thrilled to be here.
But I'll be surprised
Especially because I
to
get
find
to
out
talk
how
to you
much
about
time they
two of
actually
my
do
favorite
devote to
things.
Bixby.
Bixby, and Samsung DeX. With the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, we launched Bixby, a smarter way to use your phone.
A little lag.
Yeah, I know.
Every year,
oh, they did launch Bixby. They just didn't launch Bixby Voice.
Tens of thousands of features and functions.
He's standing on the bicycle.
At Samsung, our job is to bring you those
innovations. Do not use Bixby while you're on a bicycle,
and make it easy to use them to their full potential.
Little public service announcement.
Bixby completely changes.
Did you see the guy in China who was looking at his phone and bicycled into a sinkhole?
No. Intuitive home screen,
that's what that guy looked
and
like.
Intelligent reminders. It learns and adapts to the way you use your device, not the other way around. For instance, with Bixby Voice, you can speak to your phone naturally, using the words and phrases you use every day. Today, Bixby Voice is available for English speakers in more than 200 markets around the world.
They just did that
learning and
yesterday, I believe.
Every day.
They opened it up to, well, now available 200 countries.
There are endless ways to personalize your
But in
Bixby
English.
experience.
They didn't add more
All of them are
languages.
at your fingertips.
In U.S. English and Korean. No more languages, just English and Korean.
Take quick commands. With quick commands, you can program
Bixby's
the
not
Bixby
a
button
replacement for,
perform
as you'll see
complex
here,
tasks,
for Google Assistant. It's
response
really
to a
more to
custom
interact
phrase.
with the phone and the apps on the phone.
That means
Yeah, it ties into functions of apps,
launch
which
multiple actions at once.
I mean, I think for this kind of
This is
category of
super
things, you
cool.
want that to be
Let me show you how it
included.
works.
So that's definitely a very handy feature. But when you've got
So,
two of these different things acting
a bit of a
separate of
foodie.
each other on the same
Of
device, it
course, I
becomes a
take
little
lot of
confusing, I think.
Food photos. And for me, this involves a lot of steps. So that's why I
So
set up
hard
my
taking
own quick
food
command
photos.
with the custom phrase, food photo.
Oh.
Now,
Custom
instead of having
phrases.
to do all these steps manually,
A little
Bixby
automation.
does them for me.
Okay.
So let me show you.
I don't think that's in
I can press the
the
Bixby
current
button and
iteration.
say, food photo.
Very carefully.
Bixby automatically launches the camera,
Okay, see?
sets it to food mode,
Okay, now this is useful.
snaps the pic. Not only does it do that, it opens my gallery
We hope.
and moves my
There we
pizza
go.
slice to my foodie album.
So I think that's a new feature of Bixby, this
Yeah,
ability to
pretty
have
cool, eh?
pre-programmed phrases, which is a really great idea.
That way I can actually move the actual pizza slice in my mouth. And you can customize your own
Food
commands the way you
photo.
like. For example, if I wanted to get artistic, I could have Bixby take all my food photos in black and white.
It found a
Now,
picture
after
of
all
food.
that pizza, getting a little bit tired, I think it's time for
Not
bed.
quite the same thing.
Well,
Not
with
even my
Bixby, I mapped my
picture.
entire nighttime routine to a
Somebody
single
else's
phrase.
picture of food.
So now, with a simple press of the Bixby button, I can just say, good night.
Good night.
Bixby automatically turns it to do not disturb mode, sets my usual 6 a.m.
That's
alarm,
nice. I'd like to know more about this.
and it turns on the blue
I
light filter.
Like
presume this will
macros,
come
apples.
to, like macros. I presume this will come to the S8 as well.
With quick commands, Bixby's giving you an entirely new way to personalize your mobile
I'm not sure
experience.
how. There's no Bixby
You use
app.
your
You
phone
can't
the
like
way
launch a Bixby
you
app
like.
to set this stuff up.
Bixby
So
is constantly learning new
Curious.
capabilities.
Well, when you tap the Bixby
We're
button, is
so
there any
proud
sort of a
of
setting?
how far it's come, and
setting
so
on it?
excited for where it's going. And we have great new apps coming on
Wait
board
for the 10
all
seconds
the
that
time.
it takes to launch Bixby, though.
I'm
Thanks
at
to one of our
Bixby
new
level
partnerships,
1.
You'll
I
be
need
able
to-
to use Bixby
You
and
need to boost
Spotify.
that experience.
Beef
Play
up
your
my
favorite
Bixby.
music later this year. Great.
Your Bixperience. I don't know if that's a thing, but it should be.
And we'll be sharing more exciting news in
Experience.
October during our developers conference. Bixby changes the way we interact with our phones. But the Note 8 also redefines what our phones can be and how we use them in our daily lives. So,
It's making
let's
me feel
talk about
guilty that I
Dex.
haven't used my phone.
in March, I told
You
you
aren't
about this
using
amazing
Bixby
news.
I'm not
enough.
I feel bad.
Full disclosure,
Well, you
I'm
know,
a little upset.
today's a new
Even
day,
score
Leo.
they score my
Super
Bixby
cool.
activity.
Yeah,
Because
they
it
do.
lets you
They
hop
only
on
had
a
5
Galaxy
conversations.
device, sending it to a monitor,
0 grade, 0
mouse,
teach me,
and
0
keyboard.
suggestions. I'm not earning
With
any
Dex,
Bixby
they've
points.
gamified
creating a world
as
where
an
you can move
incentive to get you to
seamlessly
use
from your
Bixby
living
more.
room to your office.
Gamified the experience.
Carry your work and personal life in your pocket, where you can
cool.
start to edit a presentation or play a game on the subway, then finish them on a big screen. And we've been working around the clock to make Dex even better.
Yeah, I have my
optimizing
Dex
the most
still.
useful mobile apps.
Use
for
it
the
all
Dex
the time,
environment.
don't
Used
you?
it once.
Take one of the
Like
most
Bixby,
popular
it's-
mobile games, Vainglory. With Game Launcher on Dex, you can put the graphics in a full screen,
kinda neat.
immersive mode, and destroy your enemies with a mouse and keyboard.
This is that little hockey puck that you
even though a lot of
put
us
your
like
phone
to
in
play
and it allows you to
games
connect
and
it to
relax,
a large screen,
still have to get
keyboard and
stuff
mouse.
done.
But moves your phone
So we have
into
a
like
whole
more of a desktop
ecosystem
mode.
of exciting partnerships that will change the way you
Curious
work
to know how much
and play.
how successful that's been for Samsung so far, but I suppose it's early days.
So the other
more
day,
devices
I
they
was
release
chatting
that
with my
support it, the
colleagues
more
about
potential people
how to
have to
show these partner
reason to
apps
get it.
in a real-life story. And one of them said to me, John, you are that story. See, I have Dex set up at home and at the office, and I'm definitely a bit spoiled. My daily commute involves a 20-minute stroll down New York's famous High Line to the Samsung office. So this is what I travel with.
Yeah, see, that's the idea is you don't bring a
No
computer
laptop.
with you, just your phone.
No bulky bag.
But you have to
Let's say I'm on
buy
the High Line,
two
and I need to talk to Suzanne
keyboards,
about
two
our
mice,
Note 8
two screens, and two
presentation.
Dexes.
We've
Dex
partnered with
itself
Zoom
is, I think,
to make
around
video
150
conferencing
bucks. It's-
completely seamless.
Right.
I guess
So I
it's
can
cheaper
just
than one
open up the Zoom
expensive
app.
laptop.
And start the meeting with Suzanne. And I love this flexibility where I can be doing this while I'm strolling down the High Line. Oh, there she is. Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, John.
Hey, I'm just actually getting back to my desk here. So let me just dock into the Dex station.
Show the screen, show the screen.
What's great is because I started that meeting while I was walking down the High Line on my phone. When I'm back at my Dex, all I have to do is
Wait
open
3
up
minutes
the app,
for it to sync.
and the video conference is still connected.
That's kind of cool. So continue.
Pretty
where you
cool.
left off.
Didn't have to rejoin, reconnect. So, Suzanne, I think I owe you that updated photo of the Note 8, but I'd like your help with that.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so let me just share you my screen so you can see what's going on.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. I can see your screen and me on your screen.
Nice. So I'll pull up Adobe Lightroom.
This is, of
Go to
course,
the photo that we
Android
need
version
to
of it.
Right.
edit here.
Which Adobe's
All right,
making
it's a
more and more
good-looking
capable.
photo, but I think
Sure,
it's a bit dark.
Sure.
So
I mean, that's
do a
the
select and
trade-off,
edit.
right? Is like if you go all in
Wow,
on
the mouse
this,
is actually really
then you're dedicating yourself in a desktop
so
environment to
Suzanne,
apps,
Mobile apps.
to mobile
Let me
apps.
know when
And
the exposure
does that work for you? That's going to work for some people. It's not going to work for others.
Well, you know, it's interesting because Apple's actually helping them here by pushing
there?
people to iOS.
Perfect.
Adobe, for instance, is updating
finish it off.
mobile Lightroom
Do a
to
little bit of
have
a crop
most of the
at the right
capabilities of
angle
desktop
here.
Lightroom because of Apple, because of the iPad. And Samsung
good.
gets
I'll
some of the
save that.
benefit here.
Suzanne, how does that look?
Awesome. Thanks so much for your help.
Awesome. Thanks, Suzanne. We'll chat with you later.
Because you're right backstage.
Now, do you see why I love using Dex all the time? Super simple, super
All
easy.
the time.
Well, I've got one. Again,
Dex,
they're doing
you
a
can
good
work
job.
and
They're making me
play
want to use it
better than
again.
ever.
Right.
Just as they did with the
All
pen
powered by your phone.
and Bixby.
We've always believed that the best products function as part of a larger connected
He's a
ecosystem.
little tiny person in that
An
giant
ecosystem
room.
designed around you.
Love that.
With newly optimized apps
We need
that
this for
stretch in
TWiT.
every corner of your
This
life.
entire
and
room
your
covered in
We need
screens.
this stage.
Making it
It can
even
be whatever we
easier.
John,
want
can
it to
we
be.
put just screens on the stage?
For
And
years, we've pioneered groundbreaking new products like Dex.
just remember, Samsung
and
makes these
refined
screens, so they get them at a
fundamental
discount.
features
Yeah,
that have
just a little
always set
bit.
the Note series apart. And to tell you more about how we've made those features even better,
Yeah.
please welcome back
that's what I was
Justin
thinking. That's what I was
Dennison.
thinking.
That's why we bought that special floor, so you could get the super LCD version. I would love that. That is just a cool effect.
Thank you, John. With the Galaxy series, we've set a new standard for the entire smartphone industry. And that's because of you. These days, your Note is a movie screen, a camera, a notebook, and that's just the new baseline. But over and over again, the Note series has reset our expectations.
It's really
With
interesting
top-of-the-line
because there's
performance
kind of this
specs and a
convergence
suite
between
of
Apple and
extraordinary
Samsung
features.
Not so much on the phone as on the idea that you don't need a laptop, that your phone becomes, or your iPad becomes everything.
The Note 8 is better than any Note we've ever made.
It's interesting.
Remember when I was talking earlier about?
I wonder if it's potentially it's a generational thing too, because we are so locked. Like at least for me, I'm so locked into the idea that like I need a standard, classic laptop for my laptop work, and the idea of switching that to all of it being driven from my phone is hard for me to accept. But maybe it's not for folks who are far more mobile first.
You should have to delete your stuff or get a whole new phone when you run out of space.
What he's talking about here.
That's why the Note 8 has a micro SD card slot.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Yes.
They've been doing
like
things.
Last time.
Yeah, if you do pre-order, I bet you there's going to be some sort of a giveaway with it too. Probably one of these
because they
cards.
make these cards, right?
Yeah.
Enough for huge amounts of music, photos,
they really
and documents.
Encourage you to do pre-order with that.
According to my 12-year-old, about 1 week's worth of selfies. It's true.
256. They make a 256 gig.
Storing that much
Although,
information,
I guess in
you
theory,
need to keep it safe.
You could probably go to terabyte.
That's why we
size.
embed Knox, our defense-grade security,
It's
into
much
the
like
hardware
Apple's
and
Secure
software.
Enclave. This is a.
And that's why we let you choose how to protect your device. We have a whole menu of advanced biometric options, including fingerprint, facial recognition, and the iris scanner, which is our most secure form of biometric authentication, and the one that I use to maintain
That's
some
interesting
level
that he
of
said that.
privacy in my
That's not the sense I got.
And convenience isn't just about having a
it's
phone
more
that does
secure than
everything.
fingerprint.
It's
The
about
iris
having a
scanning?
phone
Yeah.
that you can take everywhere.
Huh.
We were one of the first to give you the peace
that
of
wasn't-
mind that
yeah.
comes with IP68 water
Remember
adjustment
the
systems.
Chaos Computer Club in Berlin cracked it.
With the Note 8, you don't have to
by just
worry
taking a
about getting
picture
your
of
device
somebody.
or the S Pen wet.
The iris scanner?
Yeah.
Or take wireless charging, which eliminates the hassle of plugging and unplugging your phone. Samsung has had wireless charging since the S6 and fast wireless charging since the Note 5. And what about the competition? Well, let's just say most of them are still trying to catch up. Now you can power through your day.
If you're talking about Apple,
charge
yes.
the Note 8's 3,300 milliamp hour battery quickly and conveniently.
Accessories sold separately.
Where some see the brand new, Note users see the fundamental features.
It's always cropped a little bit down the bottom of the stream screen.
From the beautiful display to the powerful S Pen to our best performing camera ever.
I guess they didn't give him.
This is a device designed for people who have big dreams.
Holding up
and
imaginary
need a phone
S
to
Pen.
match them. Beginning on September 15th, the Note 8 will hit stores. And pre-orders will begin in a matter of days. Thank you.
A matter of days. Verge had said tomorrow. Maybe that depends on the carriers.
And thanks to our partnership with Harman, the Note 8 will come with a pair of premium AKG earphones tuned by them for a superior listening experience. Now, guess what you can do? Oh, thank you. But wait, there's more. And guess what you can do with those earphones? That's right.
What?
You can plug them into the standard earphone jack. Yes. Why not?
Until we decide to follow where everyone else is going and not give you one.
With the launch of the Note 8, there
But
is
at least
so
they
much
still
in
have
the
it.
Samsung Galaxy to be excited about. Users love the S8 and the S8 Plus, which we launched in April. They've quickly become two of the most popular Galaxy smartphones ever. And we're proud to add the Note 8 to that industry-leading portfolio of devices. But the Note 8 release isn't the only exciting event coming up in our future. Next week, many of you will be in Berlin to hear more about the Note 8 at the IFA conference, where we'll also unveil some of the newest stars in the Samsung Galaxy.
Apparently a new watch on
Now, as much as we love talking about the Note 8,
quite a
we're
fan of
even
the
more
S3
excited to see the amazing
Frontier.
things that you'll do with it.
It's a nice watch.
Oh, is that the one you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
You're living proof that progress
always on,
isn't
which I like.
defined by wires and
better
codes.
battery
It's not
than the
Wear.
Apple.
That's
driven by people.
Or is that Wear?
No, it's Tizen.
That's Tizen.
We may have designed and engineered the Note 8, but you inspired it. So to all the incredible Note fans in the audience, thank you so much for your vision, your loyalty, and your support. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I think that's it. Samsung
Thank you.
employees are applauding, the journalists sitting on their hands.
And
Are journalizing.
to all the future Note fans out there, we are thrilled to welcome you to the Samsung Galaxy family. Thank you.
One of us. One of us.
I'm a fan. I like the
I started with
products.
the Samsung Note 2.
About the Note 2, the Note 3. I skipped the 4th, which I regret.
I placed a pre-order because I was just too excited and didn't want it to be sold out.
There's competition between my wife and I, my Note 4 versus her Note 5.
The Note 5 was my first one. I thought it was awesome.
I would definitely say it's enhanced my lifestyle because it makes me organized.
It does everything for you. It makes your life a lot easier.
I take the phone with me and it's my wingman.
Really excited about the Samsung Note 8 coming out. If I'm the first person to get it, I'll be the happiest person in the world.
We actually have a really big surprise for you.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
And we can't actually show it with the camera on.
Really?
All right, cut cameras.
They're going to give them a Note 8.
Cut cameras.
Man.
Here it is. That's the Note 8.
Oh my goodness.
No, you can't take it now.
It's beautiful.
I want it.
So you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Like, can I have one today?
Yes. Oh, no.
Soon. No, you can't. That was cruel.
With 100 Samsung employees who have joined us today.
Hey, those are the people wearing the Samsung shirts. And look, one of them has it. They're holding up their phones.
Yeah, they all have one.
That's Bixby right there in the back.
Hey, Bixby. Yeah, they're all holding them.
Oh, they're going to do a little dance. Oh, so cute. Little Samsung people dance.
As they run out of the studio quickly before the studio's battery explodes.
So some pricing is coming out from mobilesyrup.com. The Canadian pricing, $1,299 Canadian off contract.
Okay.
They will be offering, but if you order between August 23rd and September 14th, a free 100, in other words, before the actual, if you pre-order, 120, and they've done this in the past, 128 gig micro SD card and wireless charger convertible. That's Canada. And the same availability date in the 15th.
T-Mobile's starting price for the Note 8 is $930.
Holy cow. They're now showing the demo area, and they're inviting journalists to follow those jumping Samsung people.
Jumping representatives. That's how happy they are that they finally got to this point.
We know they're in the front. Ron went, right? Ron Richards went?
No, Ron Richards is not there.
He's not there.
No, he's not at that event. He went to the Essential event yesterday.
Did he?
Or on Monday, rather, in New York. We talked about that yesterday on the show.
Yeah, still no ship date for my Essential, even though I did immediately respond to the email.
We'll get that soon enough. This is prime smartphone time. Now. There's a lot of competition. You know, a lot of options. If you're in the Android space, anyway.
It's the beginning of the crazy season. Well, within the next few weeks, we expect Apple to announce its new phones, and of course, we're waiting for Google to announce its Pixel. Not sure when they'll do the Pixel 2. Google will have a lot of things to announce in all likelihood at that event, including rumors are a new Chromebook.
Oh man, I certainly hope so. I really need to replace this.
You've had that Pixel for some time. That's
it's
original.
Great. I mean, it still works fantastic. I get little slowdowns here and there if I open too many windows and stuff.
It's an i5.
It still does it still does what I need. But I would love to be able to upgrade. But
64 gig version in the UK, according to Peter in the chat room, 869 British pounds. Are those pounds sterling, Peter? I think they are. No courage displayed by Samsung. Merely, they didn't take out the keep showing there's promotional video going on of people using it. There's the sparkle. I like the sparkle writing. I want sparkle writing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think I love it that Samsung is able to do these live messages without tying you to a Samsung messaging program, that they'll convert to a format that can be used by any MMS messenger, including if Google would ever make up its mind, whatever Google decides to do for messaging.
Which is, it's user-friendly, obviously, to put it into a format that everyone can share. Although at the same time, Samsung does the other thing, too, where it creates these things. Their own, it's like, as long as you're using our stuff, you can enjoy this wonderful feature. So I think it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I'm glad that they went the open route.
Yeah, me too. 4 colors. it looks like the U.S. will not be getting blue or gold, only orchid gray and midnight black.
We've seen leaks of that orchid gray. It's a pretty color. It's kind of a bluish gray.
Mm-hmm. I think orchid gray actually, well, I have the S8 Plus in the other room.
That has an orchid gray.
That was orchid gray. I really like that color a lot.
What color is that? Oh, yeah, that's the... Is that orchid?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of more purpley than...
Yeah, it's like like a grayish purple.
I never see it because I have a case on it, of course, because it's glass, which means it cracks easily.
Yeah.
The biggest differentiator between the existing Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, well, let's say the S8 Plus is 0.1-inch bigger screen, 6.3 versus 6.2. The S Pen, which is getting more and more capable with every iteration of the Note, and 6 gigs of RAM as opposed to the 4 gigs of RAM in the S8.
The dual camera array on the back, of course,
camera
which is
also
the first for Samsung devices. So I'm sure, like we were talking about, probably going to see that on next year's S9.
All phones someday will have 2 cameras.
Which I think at first I thought was ridiculous. At first I was like, oh, wow, what a gimmick. But they've really kind of...
No.
I think
Of course, LG pioneered this.
They've proven why you might want this. And as portrait mode, and also, the actual zoom, optical
I use it all the time.
Is so useful.
Yeah, I use it all the time on the iPhone S7 Plus. So
yeah,
it's a nice feature, and people who use the LG also. But I have to say that it looks like Samsung's doing some more interesting things with the dual cameras, including like that live portrait mode. That's something Apple can't do, not in live real time. And you can even choose the focal plane after the fact, which tells me they're using both lenses to create that. Apple is kind of fudging it a little bit, doing it computationally.
Well, and they're saving both copies. They're saving the full res, wider angle view, and then giving you the option to also jump in and do the kind of telephoto correction.
So the price you said at T-Mobile, I was surprised. Over $900. You said 900.
We're right on the cusp of $1,000 phones at this point.
That makes it a little easier for Apple to charge what we expect will be a similarly higher price.
Oh yeah, because the 8 is expected to be like the premium. I mean, based on the rumors, there's going to be some phones that come out that are very close to the S or the 7, and then there's going to be the 10th anniversary 8, which is the big step, and that could border on $1,000 for the price. What's the most expensive iPhone that you can get right now? Like how much?
If you got, I think you could get very close to $950. So you can get very close to $1,000.
Yeah.
Here's the T-Mobile front page now, in which they say the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is coming. You'll do more, blah, blah, blah. And they do have a pre-register button, which allows you to give them your name, address, and email address. And
Dan Seifert is the tweet that I saw that said $930 for the T-Mobile starting price.
Yeah, they're not saying here, but maybe if I give them, let's just try it, my name and address, so I will be getting more mail from them than I already do. And I, am already a T-Mobile customer.
AT&T $950, Verizon $960. So T-Mobile $930, AT&T $950, Verizon $960. It is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of phone. And I mean, what we know about kind of Samsung's Note category is that Note has very passionate, dedicated user base, specifically to the Note. So I'm not surprised at all that people would pay that.
It's a lot of money.
Man, especially when we're so used to turning around our phone every couple of years. That's an expensive computer.
When you can get an S8 Plus or an S8 anyway for around $700 if you shop around. I mean, the prices have gone down on that. And I think the S8 still is competitive. In fact, now because of the failure of the Note 7, it probably means that the S8 is going to lead each time with improvements, and the Note will follow. Be interesting if they still can get the adherence to support the Note. It's not much bigger screen,
So when you pre-order, and they've been doing this the last couple of times. When you pre-order, you'll be able to choose between a free Gear 360 camera, that's a $230 value,
which I already have,
or a free Galaxy Foundation kit which has a 128 gig Evo Plus memory card and a fast wireless charger.
Yeah, that's what they're offering in Canada as well. I think that's probably that's what Samsung's been doing, but you have to pre-order. You can't buy it day it's released.
Right.
The idea is to get those pre-orders rolling in.
And it looks like Best Buy might be the way to pre-order. You save an additional $150 on your purchase on top of those freebies if you do that.
I guess I'll be buying from Best Buy.
Yeah, pre-orders start 12:01 a.m. Eastern.
Samsung's EVO cards are the same as any other flash cards. It's just their brand name for flash memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you put on all that storage on your mobile device. Music?
It's nice. Yeah, music, books.
I've gotten so used to relying on streaming services. I've fallen out of the habit of needing to take my music library with me.
The camera apps will allow you generally to save to the SD card.
Yeah, and
you don't have to worry so much.
That's a big plus because once you start running low on memory because you take a lot of photos. And
especially on a 64 gig phone.
Yeah, some of the stuff that they're doing in cameras with like burst mode and everything, I mean, that gets swallowed up quick. So being able to offload, that's really nice.
Just checking to see if AT&T is doing anything. It doesn't look like it. Does Best Buy have anything on their front page?
Oh, I haven't checked the front page yet.
Well, there you have it. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Nothing surprising. Everything we already knew about it has been confirmed. Does have a headphone jack, 6 gigs of RAM, an 835 Snapdragon processor in the U.S. from Qualcomm. Worldwide, of course, Samsung's own octa-core Exynos processor. It will have an S Pen, more capabilities for the S Pen, and it looks like kind of an automation capability, a scripting capability for Samsung's Bixby voice assistant, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that was neat.
They didn't mention a Bixby button, and I don't see one in the images.
You're right, they didn't.
But maybe there is a Bixby button, but that was something that was kind of a weird feature on the S8.
They didn't mention it, though. When he was showing the demo, he wasn't speaking to Bixby, so he was triggering something in order to pull it up. So it's probably there. It is interesting, though, that they didn't call out, and it has a dedicated Bixby button, or if they did, we missed it.
So Best Buy does have the Note 8 on its front page, and it says pre-orders will begin tonight at midnight. You'll get your phone on the 15th with everybody else. In fact, let me go back to the Best Buy page because let's see if I. Well, now it's disappeared.
Let's see here.
You go. You'll get it. Apparently, because I've seen it, they're not going to show it to me again.
Let's see here.
Oh, here it is. Learn more. Okay. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or Unlocked. They will be selling an unlocked version. Let me go back again. I'm on a slideshow.
I
click the Learn More button. Here we go.
Pre-order starts. There we go.
Save up to $150 plus choose free items, either the memory card and the wireless charger or the Gear 360 camera. Verizon has a different price, of course. AT&T and Sprint all have different prices. I don't see T-Mobile here, but I do see Unlocked, which is actually really good news that they will be offering it Unlocked. And the Unlocked price is $929.99.
$930 minus the $150 plus the bonuses.
So is the $150 there? I mean, is that included or?
Well, yeah. So I mean, they say up to $150. So there might be a little bit of wiggle room there, I suppose.
And 2 colors in the U.S: midnight black, orchid gray. But they've added what, silver and gold in the rest of the world? Is that the other 2 colors you said?
It was no, it was gold and blue.
Blue,
yes.
Blue.
Which supposedly the blue looks really nice.
Yeah. So T-Mobile, you'd have to go to the T-Mobile site. And I did, as you saw. And pre-ordered it there as well. So
Coral blue was the other one.
Well, there you go, friends. I guess no surprises, but a pretty impressive event, particularly because of the screens. There was a large box, in effect, with 2 giant panels in the back at an angle, and then a floor made up of many LCD screens, and they all worked together to create a very interesting effect. If you haven't,
looked good.
If you were listening, go back and see the video when you get a chance, because that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, it was. You had to be looking straight on from the sky, that one wide shot, in order for all the lines to be relatively straight and everything like that.
Yep.
So if you were seeing from the side, everything looked all bent and out of shape, but it was still a really cool effect. I did find it interesting that they didn't spend any time like they did at and maybe they don't need to because they already did at the last event, any time on their testing process. Although they did acknowledge in that promotional video up at the very top that, hey, this thing happened. You may have heard of it. You stuck with us, and thank you. At least they acknowledged it, I suppose, but they didn't spend much time talking about their quality.
Well, remember last fall they talked about their 8-step process, including X-raying each phone before it comes out. And I think the biggest thing they did is they reduced battery capacity, only 3,300 milliamp hours. And I think it's widely agreed the problem with the Note 7 was they tried to put too much battery into too small a package. Yeah. So a smaller battery than the Note 7. We'll see how battery life is. It will not ship with Oreo, alas, but Android Nougat 7.1.1. But Samsung's been very good about keeping the Android security updates up to date. I just got the August update, for instance, a couple of days ago on the S8. So that's the good news. You'll be secure. You just won't have all the features of Oreo just yet. They didn't mention Oreo at all, so we're not sure when.
Well, they didn't mention Android at all, like as Samsung does. They never say the word
good
Android.
Point. In fact, they never said what version of Android. The only reason I know is because The Verge looked on the phone.
And they don't. That's pretty standard operating procedure for Samsung at this point. They have de-emphasized Android as a selling point, and it's pretty much just like you were saying at the beginning. It's Samsung. It's Samsung versus Apple, and that's what a lot of people know is that it's a Samsung device, not that it's an Android device.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this TWiT Live special, Samsung Galaxy Unpacked for 2017. We've got a brand new Note 8, and it'll be coming your way. Pre-orders start tomorrow, and people will be beginning to get them on September 15th. Jason Howell will be back in a few hours.
Yeah, I'll be on This Week in Google.
Thank you for filling in.
Yeah, absolutely. I always enjoy doing that.
I'm heading out to the podcast movement down in Anaheim, the podcast convention.
Nice.
So Father Robert Ballester hosting Windows Weekly. You'll be doing This Week in Google, and then back again at 4 p.m. for Tech News Today.
That's right.
With Megan Maroney. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.